We're back.
We're back.
Oh my God, it's so
I missed you.
Oh, I missed you.
We literally took a break from one another. I mean, not via text, but
We're acting like we took like a freaking year break.
I
But like
know.
it felt like that because I missed it so much.
Me too. I missed coming over.
I think moving forward, no breaks.
I'm okay with that.
Unless we have something to do that's important.
Yeah, I wanted to see my sister who was in town, so
I
that was perfect timing, though.
It was.
Yeah, but let's not do that again.
Never.
Okay.
Guys, welcome back to Gossip Committee. We're back and better than ever.
Yes.
And I think that we're back with some like better vibes too. Not that the first season wasn't good vibes. It was super good vibes. But I think like now I'm ready to like focus on just the good and the great and the positive of things.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel the same way because I was actually talking to one of my coworkers about how this entire experience is changing me as a person. Like, and I'm really feeling that. Like, what do I want to give in my friendships? What do I want to change about myself, my attitude, my outlook on life? It's bringing up a lot of things for me, and I like that. And I hope
That's
it's doing
powerful.
the same for everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's doing the same for me for sure. Just because I'm able to like look at season 1 like in front of my eyes, like when I'm editing, like I can see like how I truly am as a person. And I think I am not the only one this goes for when I say like sometimes I've struggled like with my identity as far as like figuring out who I truly am like to the core. And I feel like that's given me like a sense of that. And now I just feel like I'm ready to like go balls to the walls in being just like this empowering, positive, outspoken. And that's another thing. Like I was so worried in the first season, like I was like, well, can I be like outspoken and blunt, but still kind? But the thing is like, you don't have to put yourself in a box. Like, and I think that's what people think all the time. It's like, they can't be mindful and direct, but like you can be both things. Okay. I thought I was cold, but now I'm like super hot. So I need to turn that heater
It is
off.
kind of hot in here.
Yeah. Cause what the hell, Georgia is so weird. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to sit. Gosh. I mean, I know I like
You look cute no matter what, y'all. She's in like this fishnet situation, and it's giving.
It's giving I'm going to a rave after this.
It's giving I'm gonna go fish on the lake, but as if I was a part of Dior.
So a Dior photo shoot on the lake.
Yes.
That's what we're giving.
Fishing.
Okay. Okay. So the first topic today is everything vaginas. Oh my gosh. It's such a complex situation because there's lots of different things that go into having a vagina. UTIs being one of those things. Like
I have one. You're welcome.
I might.
I might.
Know.
You do. You probably do. If you think you do, you do. If
Yeah,
you haven't had one, would you rather have a UTI or give birth? Go.
What the hell?
I'd rather give birth.
Damn, you're making UTIs sound
They're
awful.
terrible.
Okay, well, tell us, like, what is a UTI? Some people don't know.
If you don't know, it's like no matter how you sit, I'm going to describe the feeling first and then tell you what it is. No matter how you sit, no matter if you're laying, standing on your head, holding yourself, because like I thought just holding everything would just make it better. It does not. Nothing makes it better. You hurt. Like it's like a when you're menstruating, but not. It just feels like everything is like pulling downwards, and you feel like you have to use the bathroom, but your stomach's sensitive, and when you pee it actually burns, and you're just like uncomfortable, and everything just is like going to hell in a handbasket. And I would just rather give birth. And you feel like you have to pee 24/7.
That's wild.
And it
Birth
burns.
is pretty intense.
No, I'd rather.
Wow. Okay. So I think UTIs are kind of different for everybody, and there's also like different levels of UTIs.
Really? Mine are always the same.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No,
Learning
I've had
something new.
Yeah. Okay. So like one of them being like you need to go to the bathroom, and then you go, and then like at the very end of going to the bathroom, there's like a lot of pressure.
Oh, that's when when I know it's coming and I need to go ahead and take like AZO, which is like over the counter pain relief.
And which, by the way, AZO pain relief, if you do have a UTI and you do go get that, it is not a fix-all kind of thing. It's just a relief thing.
It's a hold you over till you get to the doctor.
Right.
Like you better get to the doctor.
And so back when I was like 18 to like 20, maybe, like I had a lot of UTIs for some reason. And I thought it was like something that could just like go away after a few days, like, and then they would go away, but then they would come back, and I was like, ugh, another one, great. And then I would just go another few days, and like they would go away, and it would be just a pattern. And the thing is like you can't let that happen because then it spreads to your kidneys.
It's happened too.
That's happened to you?
Yeah, I was in the ER. I was throwing up.
Yeah, I was in the ER too for like 3 days.
For me, I know you said yours aren't like this. When it hits me, it's already too late. I will be on the bathroom floor as soon as that happens for 3 to 6 hours. Like you can ask Kennedy. 3 to 6 hours, bathroom floor, curled up in a ball, chugging water off and on the toilet, like just trying to pee and like just crying. Like, and then at some point I'll eventually like pass out on the side of the tub. Like this is normal. Like I put a towel on the floor. Like it's bad.
Don't try to fix it yourself. Make an appointment at your gynecologist and they'll just give you some medicine.
Urgent care.
Yeah, or urgent care. But then you have like this big bill.
I mean, I don't. I guess it depends on your insurance.
Yeah, it depends on your
insurance.
Just go
somewhere, please. If you are getting them a lot and you can't really figure it out, I finally listened to my OB. Get Dove unscented soap bar. I know some people don't like soap bars, but like that's the key. Make sure your significant other is using it as well. Like just replace all the soaps in your house to that. And then don't use any feminine products. Summer's Eve, like nothing pH balancing. Like it already does all that itself. Those are gimmicks. Do not use them. They actually give you UTIs. Don't douche. Don't do any of that stuff. Always pee after sex.
Always pee
and
after
shower
sex.
if you can.
Okay, that's doing
I
too
do
much.
that. Girl, when you get in them once a month, and then you're in the bathroom 3 to 6 hours, absolutely not. I do all the things. If I could do more, I would probably do those too. But those have helped.
One more thing that could possibly lead to UTIs is a little dip in the anal.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Back into the vagina situation.
No, they told me even if it like the tip of it brushes your booty hole and goes towards your, like, do not go near that region. If you go near my vagina too, you pick one and you stay with it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they like, or not a lot of people, but like maybe a lot of people, guys like to like go back and forth in between the butt and the vagina, but like it's not good for if you don't want to get a UTI or a yeast infection.
No, you know the worst thing? Like I panicked because I get them so much, and so he like got too antsy and started doing stuff. And I was like, "Hey, stay in one area." I was like, I'm not suffering today.
You're like scary. You guys are like in the middle. You guys are in the middle of sex.
In the middle
like
of it, and I'm like, pause. I'm not gonna die on the bathroom floor tomorrow. Girl, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. 3 to 6 hours. Do you want to be in pain for 3 to 6 hours on the bathroom floor?
No, but that's wild.
No. I get
extreme.
them very bad, so it's not a joke.
Yeah, and then like the next thing, you can get the same, like you can get a yeast infection from like the same things you can get UTIs from, like using Summer's Eve and any kind of just like fragrant soap.
Be careful with that stuff.
Even your diet, if you're sensitive, like your diet, if you're eating a bunch of like junk food and stuff, like that's not good for your pH balance. Like there's a reason you need to be eating like fruits and vegetables and protein. Like and
drink enough water too.
And yeast infections, like there's so many levels to that as well. Like
I've only had that like twice.
Really?
Yeah, and it was because of the Summer's Eve. I thought that was like the best thing ever. And I bought the wipes and the gel and the this and the that
and the roll-on stuff.
I bought it. Like I bought into that. It's a gimmick.
I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be so fresh and so clean, so cute and pretty with all my Summer's Eve stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what's?
And it wasn't for anybody.
What's
but for
this
me.
cottage cheese situation?
Oh God, you made it sound so bad.
I mean, but like legit, that can happen. That is a form of a yeast infection, and like
But it's true.
It's just wild. Like the things that vaginas do.
Well, you know what? When I went to the urgent care yesterday for this one, she was like, now I won't be doing this. I don't know about you. But she was like, she goes, I will not do this because it's me. And she's like, I feel like you just have to. But she said, you don't need to be using soap down there, period. I know it's got hair. I know, but like it's meant to self-clean and self-regulate. And the more you put stuff down there, the more chances you have of getting a yeast infection, a UTI, all these things, because it's not meant to go there. Mm-hmm. It's just like society has made us think that we need all these things, we need to do all these things, and it's self-cleaning. And I was just like, she's like, just splash a little water down there, you're good. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And she goes, me neither, but I'm just going to tell you. And I was like,
yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Like,
oh, really? You don't use soap?
No.
You don't? Oh.
I mean, I do like on the top, like where like there's hair, just to like run it through and stuff.
Oh yeah, see, I go all
but I'm not putting soap like literally.
Like I'm not like putting it up in me, but like I am putting like in me, but not up in me. If that makes sense.
Like on it,
in it, on it, not up in it. Like if you
I think that's your issue.
If you like spread it apart a little bit.
No, all you need to do is like put water and like really scrub like with water.
Like I just like my head's like if you go to the gym, if you like sweat or like you like it's like your armpit.
Water.
Like you need to put stuff there. Like but that's engraved into our brains.
And okay, let's talk about smell then.
Okay.
Because I feel like you're thinking like, oh, if you don't put like soap, like it's gonna have like a weird smell. I found out through TikTok.
You're going to talk about vagina vitamins, aren't you? It's all about your diet.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, guys like the vagina smell.
I don't want to smell. You can, like, okay, I don't want to say, like, people are going to be like, oh, your vagina doesn't have a smell. Yes, it does. Just like balls have a smell. Your vagina has a smell. Like, now, whether it's like a bad smell or like a...
Don't compare the vagina smell to ball smell.
It's not like that.
A vagina has there's this trending TikTok going around about vagina smell. Anyways,
there is.
Yeah, Lucas told me, he was like, I like I don't want your vagina to smell like nothing. Like that's weird. Like there's in the smell, there's like pheromones like released that like send signals to the guy. You know, the human body.
So your vagina does have a smell, but like, I don't want to smell my own vagina. I guess that's just like...
Okay, it shouldn't smell to the point of where like if you're just like standing like this, you can smell your vagina.
But like I don't want to like...
But like if you're having sex, like there's going to be a sex smell and that's a part of having sex.
Yeah.
And apparently guys like it.
I want to just smell squeaky clean.
Confirm. Can you guys confirm? Like, do you
like a vagina smell?
If you're a guy and you're listening to this or seeing this clip.
Because I know the smell you're talking about.
Do we love a little smelly vagina?
Yeah, but like the way you're saying it is like not
I'm not talking
right.
about like a fishy smell.
Yeah, that's what people are going to think. Like I know what smell you're talking about. And it's not bad. But like that doesn't resonate with me as clean. And it is, but it's... Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like it needs to have soap.
Well, that's why you keep getting UTIs.
Probably. No, but this time around it was tampons. I know this for a fact. Because I switched brands and then like after kids and then it was like irritating and then I stopped and I was fine. And then it irritated again this time around. And then I was like, ooh, let me just keep going because last time it was fine. And I wimped out and just went straight to pads and I don't feel like wearing a diaper. So let me just keep going. And then I got a UTI.
Bottom line is... If it's burning to pee, if your situation's itchy, that's a yeast infection. If the vaginal discharge, which by the way, that's normal. Everyone has that. Mm-hmm. But if it's like extreme and it seems like more than normal, like, and you're not ovulating and it seems more than normal and it has a weird smell, like odor, and it doesn't feel right, then go to the doctor. Like, got to take care of yourself. Get medicated. Yep. And it just like that's the responsible thing to do. Or you could end up in the hospital with a kidney infection, or
that's not fun.
The yeast infection could get worse and just be itchy and red. And like, who wants, like, you want to have sex, right? You can't do that if you have a yeast infection or a UTI.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
get your meds.
I'm gonna be 2 weeks, so.
Okay, moving on. We're still talking about vaginas. Queefing.
That's a thing.
You guys,
that's embarrassing. First of all, I don't care how long you've been with your significant other. That is embarrassing.
Okay, so why is it embarrassing? Because it sounds like a fart?
Yeah. I mean, we keep it rolling like nothing happened, but
Okay, but do y'all laugh?
No.
Okay, good. Like, thank God.
That would be weird. But I will stop you. Keep your hands where they're at. I don't want to UTI. I make things awkward in its own way.
Queefing has nothing to do with UTIs.
No, but like I'm saying, I won't stop it for that, but I will for.
So queefing is a very, very normal part of sex. Like,
yeah, it happens.
If you don't know what queefing is, it's like it sounds like a fart, but it's coming out of your vagina.
It's too much air.
But it's not
like that.
There's no smell to it. Like there's not a fart smell to it. So like you're fine. It's okay. And it happens if you are having sex regularly, like you're going to queef at some point.
I feel like especially if there's just like too much air somehow getting in there. Like,
well, if like you're changing positions like frequently, you're probably going to queef. If he's going in like different angles, like to the side, like not really like straight on in the vagina, but like to the side, I think there's a lot of room for like air. And it doesn't mean you're loose. It doesn't mean he's not packing. Like it doesn't mean any of that. Like it just happens. So queefing is a very normal experience, and any guy that acts like a weirdo if that happens is a loser. And you should just respond with like, "Oh, like this must be your first time hearing a queef? That's cute."
I wouldn't even thought of saying that. I'm like, oh.
No, like turn it around. Like you're embarrassed, but like embarrass him. Be like, "You're laughing. Oh, you never heard a queef before. That's really cute." Yeah, it's a queef. Let me tell you about it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
self-educate.
don't be embarrassed.
Sure.
It is embarrassing, but like it's like
it happens.
It happens. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, was there any other
vagina shape?
Oh, yeah, and the vagina vitamins. Take a probiotic, vagina probiotic.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think it's just diet related.
No, it helps. Like anytime I feel like a possible yeast infection or just any irritation with my vagina, because like I'm still breastfeeding and that makes the like vagina area kind of like dry. Like it doesn't produce the same amount of like wetness, whatever. I don't even know.
I've heard about that
you would if you like weren't breastfeeding. So you have a bigger chance of getting like BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, or yeast infections or whatever. So taking one of those vitamins will keep all of the pH levels balanced and keep it, you know, how it's supposed to like run smoothly basically. So yeah, take one.
Vagina shapes, sizes, fatness, skinniness.
Oh yeah, girl, don't be insecure about the way your vagina looks, because there are literally so many shapes and sizes and like labia length and maybe like no labia and the outer lips and the inner lips and the clit size. Like just be confident. Guys like it all.
I don't really
as long
care.
As long as it works, like you're fine. Like if you're insecure about like your lips being like too much or too long, like there's guys that love that shit. So like just,
and if they like honestly if they love you, they're gonna love your little quirks and kinks and all these different things. So
okay,
like,
but we're talking to women, like
fine.
They're not all in relationships.
Yeah,
they're all just like, they're hooking up with guys too.
They're probably like, ooh, this is different.
They don't care.
Fun.
Just give them a good time and let them give you a good time.
They're putting their penis in a hole. They're fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Like
it's okay.
Yeah.
They're probably not paying attention 9 times out of 10.
The best advice I can give you about your vagina is just be confident, and like there's somebody else in the world that has like probably the same kind of insecurity as you, and there's somebody that has the same vagina as you and they're super confident and they don't let it get to them. So just do that. Just be confident.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about vaginas? Are we done?
I think we're done with vagina talk.
Okay. Yeah, it's been like a good 23 minutes of talking about vaginas. But like it's
been great.
It's a thing though.
It's been
great. People love to know about their vaginas. If you have any other questions about vaginas, let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to talk about vaginas more. Let's talk about breastfeeding.
Okay. Breastfeeding. This is a topic that a lot of moms, obviously, when they get on the mom journey and they get pregnant and they want to know, like, am I going to breastfeed? Am I going to formula feed?
I feel like it's such a sensitive topic.
It is a sensitive topic because, like, it doesn't work out for everybody.
Yeah.
And you have like the best of both worlds here. I breastfed both of my children, still currently breastfeeding my 1-year-old, breastfed my first child for over 2 years, which is insane. And that wasn't my plan originally, but that's just how it worked out.
I thought you would breastfeed until like 3. So I don't understand that concept. But anyways.
It was like 2 years and 3 months. The World Health Organization recommends like up to 2 years if you can,
I thought it was 3.
if you can breastfeed. But like, it doesn't work out for everybody. Madison, I mean, do you want to share?
Yeah, I was heartbroken because my first, it was during COVID. I had nothing but time to give. And that was one thing I was really worried about being a full-time working mom. I wanted to breastfeed and it was perfect timing. Like I was so excited. And I got to keep her home for 6 months. And that's like unheard of, I feel like, for a working mom. And so I was ready to commit. But the problem is I just wasn't producing. I would pump and I tried different sizes and like you name it, I've done it. Like pills, all sorts of things. I was not producing milk. I would pump for 15 to 30 minutes. I would try everything and nothing would come out. And
why do you feel like you weren't producing? Just because you would pump and you wouldn't see much?
No, I would pump. She wouldn't get anything out of it. She would just give up. Like, and she was still hungry. Like nothing was coming out. I tried to
How do you know that she was still hungry?
Like she would just cry.
Well, maybe she was crying about
but like
30,000 other
come
things.
Out when I would hand express. Like when I was trying to like pump, nothing would come out. I was not producing that time around. And I even tried like different pills. I know like there's like breastfeeding pills you can take and different people recommend different things. But I was very heartbroken. We did formula and we had a really hard time finding the right formula because I didn't know this, but pediatricians get paid or a kickback off of recommending and giving you different formulas that aren't necessarily, one, good for your child, and two, that will like constipate or give them gas or whatever. And then second time around, I produced so much milk, but I couldn't breastfeed because she had to go straight to daycare. And right after 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. And she was not.
Did you breastfeed that first 2 months?
I breastfed for, so with both of them, I tried for the first month with Lena. And then with Luma, I did it a little bit just because I wanted her to have the colostrum. So I did it for about a week and a half. And in the middle of that, I was like, okay, she can't get just used to me. She needs to be able to do me and a bottle. And so she was preferring me over the bottle. And I was like, how am I going to wean you off of me in time for daycare when you're already with me such a short period of time? Like you're only going to be with me 2.5, 3 months or whatever it was. And I was like, I can tell this is going to be really hard for you. So, and then my husband was like, it's just, you're not setting yourself up for success, nor her. And he's like, you need to cut it out because I was starting a new job. And at the time, I didn't know how you're supposed to be like supporting women in the workplace, but I didn't know how supportive they'd be of that in reality. Like they have to, but like, are they really supportive of it? Are they going to find another reason to fire you because you're gone every 2 hours pumping or whatever? So I said, I want to put my best foot forward. I want to commit. I don't want to have to commit to like, what am I eating? How much am I drinking throughout the day? Like all these different things that come with breastfeeding. But I was producing the second time. So I cried the second time around because I could do it, but it wasn't the right timing for me.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a really sensitive topic. So I had family members coming to me going, why aren't you breastfeeding? Why aren't you doing this? You know, it's better for the baby. You know, like that's not good for the baby. All these things. And then
that
like,
is so wild.
You don't do that to somebody. You don't know what their journey is. You don't know what their struggle is. Like, cause the first time, like I really could, like either time I really couldn't, but you just don't know what they're going through.
Okay,
don't say that to people.
You don't know, but like also just who says that?
You'd be surprised. I had so many people giving me hell about that.
The reason why you can't
I just cried.
Dude, you can't get offended by people that are saying off the wall things because it's like what goes through their mind to like say something like that to somebody.
I just cried. Like, because the hormones too are extreme because you just birthed a baby. So it's like, I cried in front of them. They're like, why are you crying? And I'm like, cause you're a jackass. Like it was bad. So, but formula is not the end of the world. I have 2 happy and healthy babies.
That's what I was going to say. Like they're great, right?
Yeah, they're fine.
You guys, if in your destiny and journey to breastfeed, it'll work out. And if it's not, it won't, but that's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with formula. If you do your research, there's amazing formulas out there that can give them so many amazing nutrients. They might be more expensive, but like, it's worth it. I mean, I would say, like, try your best. It's all about supply and demand. Like, if you feel like you're not producing enough, like, try to keep going, keep pumping, keep doing like lactose, like cookies or whatever, like different things that are supposed to help with
Can you
production.
also talk about you know more about this than I do. The one thing that I didn't know going into breastfeeding, and I did do a little bit of research, I didn't know you had to be so consistent. I'm not a consistent person.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, like in the beginning, and that might be it too. Like, I'm literally telling you, like, breastfeeding is all about supply and demand. Like, you need to have your baby. Like, don't be like, oh, the doctor said every 3 hours, so I'll put my baby on my boob every 3 hours. No, like, you come home and you dedicate yourself to having that baby on your boob. And like in the beginning, since they are building the supply of your milk and your production, they do something called cluster feeding, which is where they will literally be on your boob like all day long. And that's the thing, and that's normal. And it's normal in the beginning. Like, that's all you're doing in the beginning. So I don't want to like tell people that say like, oh, I just wasn't producing, that's not true. But like, I do kind of believe that like, unless you have your baby on your boob like all the time, like yeah, you're not going to produce a lot of milk if you're putting your baby on your boob like every 3 hours.
Yeah, and see, that's even with a bottle. Like, I remember with my firstborn, I think I might have starved Lena because she's always been a big eater. And I didn't do that this time around with Lena. And I was to the point of, said with Luma, yeah. They said with Lena, feed every 2 hours. And then when they get to this month, feed every 4 hours, 3 hours or whatever. And so I'd be like, nope, she's fussing, but it's not been 3 hours. It's only been 2.5.
Okay.
So we have to wait 30 more minutes. So she must just be fussy. And so like, I was like very like by the book.
So that's probably what happened.
She was such a fussy baby. I think it's because she was hungry. So like, I'd make her wait 30 minutes to an hour because it was supposed to be 3. Like, don't listen to that.
No, don't do that.
If you're a first time mom, like,
do not do that.
Go with your gut. They're hungry, feed them.
The best advice I can give is like, if your baby is crying, put them on your boob. If your baby is awake, put them on your boob.
I always heard the opposite. I always was taught like, don't just shove a bottle in a baby's face because they're crying.
Shove a titty in a baby's face.
You probably should, because they're little and they're probably hungry.
They're building your supply like that. Yeah, no, do it.
So I think that might have had something to do with it, because I was taught something.
I wanted
totally
to say that to you. I wanted
everybody.
to be like, no, it's not that you're not producing
I
enough.
was to the book, like, this is what you know.
No, there's no book. There's no book.
They're going to tell you one thing, but that just, I want to say listen to the pediatricians, but at the same time, like, don't. Like, do, but don't. Like just.
I don't know. Do your own research.
If you have questions, just let us know.
Yeah.
Because we've learned a lot.
Because we're know-it-alls. We know everything.
I know everything now. No, but there's stuff I wish I would have known. Like, I wish somebody would have told me. Like, I watched all these YouTube videos, but nobody talked about this.
Some things.
You did. And you told me about, like, when you get clogged up. Oh, my God. When you get the balls in your boobs.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing we should talk about.
The best, worst pain you've ever had. Because when your husband or your significant other will massage it out for you, oh, my God. It's like that, like, the best thing ever. But, like, we literally took your advice because it's like, what do I do? And we did like the coconut oil, the massaging it out, but like getting on your hands and knees and like bending over like a cow and you're like having milk you like a cow.
Literally, it works.
Best thing ever.
So we're talking about clogged milk ducts, okay? So
horrible.
You're going to get them if you're breastfeeding.
But awesome
if you go a long time, your kid is just having a super long nap or, just hanging out and not breastfeeding, then your milk ducts are going to get clogged and then they're going to get hard and engorged. And then you're going to be like, okay, this hurts. Like, what is happening?
But you're going to get them at some point. If you're breastfeeding, you're going to get them at some point.
The best advice I can give is do the milking of your boob, like in all fours. pull up a picture or video of your very cute kid, watching them smile and laugh, because that produces some sort of hormone. Like, I don't know, but it helps.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah. Well, I'm giving advice to the people
But
that
I think
literally
that you should do it. Yeah.
like are like at wit's end.
I just didn't have like a video like that at the time.
Okay. Yeah. So do that. This is just like if you literally have done every single thing and you don't know what else to do. Go to like GNC or like any vitamin shop and buy sunflower lecithin, I think is what it's called. And take one of those. It literally loosens up like the milk that is like clogged. It is like, it worked for me
The only
so
thing
well.
that worked for me.
Take a hot shower, get a little wet rag, like really warm water, super hot, and then just massage and have your man massage.
And when you do the massaging, use coconut oil or avocado oil or any kind of like oil based anything, and so like their hand can glide over it. And I just had like he milk me like a cow.
Yeah, or like pump in that position in all fours. Yeah, that's the best advice I can give for that situation. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about with breastfeeding is like when you've been breastfeeding for a really long time and your kid is like depending on that in the middle of the night, and then you start to literally go insane because your kid like needs your boob constantly and you're like pulling your hair out and you're having nervous breakdowns. That's okay. Like, we all go through it. I co-slept with my first for the first like 9-10 months of his life, and he was breastfeeding literally every 45 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Throughout the night for like the first 10 months.
That's hard.
It was hard, and it was like fucking my brain up. Like, I was going crazy. I was going insane. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was like getting pissed. And like, how can you, it doesn't feel good when you're like exerting this negative energy, this negative vibe. Literally, it's like your kid's on your boob, but like all of the energy, it almost feels like the energy is coming out of your boob and going into them, because you can tell they're like fussy and you're mad and they're mad, and it's just not even like, it's not even fun, and there's no good vibes about it. But it happens to all of us if we just become dependent on the boob, and it's a very normal, typical thing, and there's no shame about it. The only advice I can give is that it does get better eventually. You just have to, at some point, like have a plan and stick to it and be consistent with it, whether it's sleep training or not. And when I talk about sleep training, I never mean sticking your baby in a bed and letting them cry until they literally are exhausted and fall asleep. No. That is never ever the advice I want to give. I did end up doing like the Ferber method with Callie.
What's the Ferber method?
So the Ferber
like
method is where you have a really like gentle and like intimate night routine with them.
We did the night
routine.
Do
the book, give them cuddles and kisses
Say
and hugs and like just
same
like,
thing
love on
every
them.
like you go the same order every single night. Like it's the routine.
And verbalize like what's happening. Like you think your kid doesn't understand what you're saying, but like even at 6 months, like they understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
And you say like, it's time to go night-night. I love you so much. Mommy will be back to check on you. And you put them in the bed. It's literally, if they're still crying in 3 minutes, you go back.
Okay. So I did the Furby method.
Ferber.
I didn't even know it.
Ferber method.
Furby.
Okay. So Furby, Ferber, whatever makes you happy.
I did that, but I wait 5 minutes. But I also stand outside the door like a psycho, and I'm like,
yeah, it's hard. But if you go back like every 3-5 minutes, they know you're there. They know that you're there. They know that you haven't abandoned them. You're not doing anything wrong. You're teaching them like how to sleep and soothe themselves.
Well, we used to do the rocking, and it just got to a point where I don't do that now with my littlest, but we did it till about a year, which is when I was due with Luma. And she was just getting so heavy, like with the belly. Like Kennedy had to start putting her to bed every night. And so she started getting so heavy, and I was like, we have to break her of this. So he started sleeping next to her bed with his hand in the crib. And so she would go to sleep, like learn how to put herself to sleep because his hand was in the bed. And I was like, we're not creating a good like dependent. Like she's going to be dependent on somebody holding her hand to go to sleep. So I was like, we have to stop doing this. So I was like, let me try. So what I did is that method. And I also told her, this is before like she could like really talk. I've always told her this. Look up at your monitor because she knew it was there because she'd always look at it. And I'm like, I know she knows what that is. Like she doesn't know, but like she looks at it and then looks at me and then looks at it. And I'm like, I think you know what it is. So I told her to look at the monitor and say, Mamai. And I was like, and Mamai will come get you. Pega você. Like I'll come get you. And so she look at me. And then now that she's older and can talk, instead of sitting there and crying when she wakes up, she'll stir around. She'll get her little babies. She'll put little blankets on them because she puts them to bed when she goes to school, daycare. So she'll put them all to bed and then she'll look up at the camera and go, Mamai, Mamai. And then like I'll come and I go, look, you said Mamai and Mamai came. Good morning. And like no crying in the morning.
Yeah. Like everybody's so like worried about the like.
I think it was easy because we did do that. Like you just create a routine. Mm-hmm. So we went from the rocking to creating a routine and it worked. Like we might have had a struggle for 1 or 2 nights.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy at first, but nothing worth having is easy.
No. And we just did the back and forth every 5 minutes or whatever. I did 5, but every 5 minutes I stood right outside.
There's an actual chart online if you want to do the Ferber method. You're not emotionally damaging your kid.
If you were going to leave them in there for like 30 minutes, yeah, I would be like, don't do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't let them cry for like 30 minutes or an hour or anything crazy like that.
I'd go in there every couple of minutes.
There's a method.
Yeah.
Like
the Furby method.
Yeah, so that's my advice.
Y'all, we have our first special guest.
You guys, for the first time in history on Gossip Committee,
we have a baby Zia.
We have Mr. Milo here.
Milo! Can you say hello, everybody?
If you see any like redness on his face, it's because I kissed him. And
I thought it was a scratch mark when we first got him.
Yeah, no.
Say hi.
Can you say hi? I want him to do some little noise.
I want him to go. Makes cute noises.
Can you say hi? He's gonna pretend to be shy, but he's very talkative.
He does the cutest noises I've ever heard.
He has okay, here's my phone. Yeah. So he's joining us for the remainder of the episode because he woke up from his nap and Lucas is at his first day of work. So,
woo, I didn't know he went back to work. You didn't tell me this. What the heck?
Oh, yeah. Today he had his first day. Were you not wondering where he was? Yeah.
I just thought he was sleeping.
No, he had his first day of work.
Oh my God. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Sorry, guys. What?
Sorry. He's just, he went to work with one of his best friends that does flooring too. Yeah. So that's wild, right?
What?
So I think we should talk about the question that everybody's dying to know.
What?
How did we come up with the name Gossip Committee?
How did we by you?
Yes. We meaning me.
Yeah. That I did not do.
So Gossip Committee, it's actually a very funny story, guys. So I had a group of friends and there was a couple in this group of friends I had been dating for over a couple of years. And then all of a sudden they like broke up. And I was friends with the girl, obviously, but I was friends with a guy too. But like girl code before anything, you know? Mm-hmm. Anyways, they broke up. And of course, being a guy, like he gets on the dating scene like very quickly. Okay. And like, that's fine. That's what you should do when you go through a breakup because you don't want to sit and sulk in your house and think about your ex. So start dating people. Mm-hmm. And so he starts talking to this one girl and he starts bringing her around. And I had seen her a couple of times and it's like friendly vibes. But he's like giving her his hoodie to like wear when it's cold and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm like, okay, it's a friend, whatever. Because he had a lot of friends. And
I want to know who it is.
Then it started getting friendlier. And it was very obvious like that it was not just a platonic relationship.
It was more than just friends.
It was clearly more than that because like I could see the flirting, I could see like the eyes, like like I'm not an idiot. And he was like still kind of like having his ex, like my girlfriend,
on the back burner
and like they were like talking and like hooking up and
Oh
you know what
no.
you do
So
with an
you're
ex.
seeing both sides.
So I'm seeing both sides.
That's hard.
And I'm always going to put myself in the position and think about like what would I want. So she would talk about it. She would be like, I see he's bringing around that new girl, like, cause she would see it on like Instagram stories and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like that's sketchy and that's weird.
Yeah, you try not to be like the person to go in between, but like you're gonna comment too. Just like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I was like, yeah, that's weird. That's really sketchy. Like, I'm going to keep my eye. I'm going to keep an eye on it for you because like, of course, like that's my girl. Like, I'm not going to not keep an eye on it for her. And like, I know that she's talking to him and she's like, I don't want to talk to him if he's entertaining this bitch. So anyways, sorry, bad word. So then we had some kind of like get together at like the pool or something. And I see them kiss. And I'm like, okay, now for sure, like I know, like it's a thing. Like they're kissing in front of a group of people. It's not just like a like secret little thing. So I mentioned that to her because like she would like talk about him constantly. She'd be like, maybe we'll get back together, maybe we won't. And I was like, well, just so you know, thank you, baby. Just so you know, like I saw them and they were very close and intimate and they did kiss. And it wasn't like a huge like make out or anything, but like they did kiss. Like I saw with my own eyes. And that started this huge drama. He texted like each person involved like individually and he was like, hey, we need to have a meeting. I'm gonna sit down and talk to you at your house at this time on Tuesday. And he sent it to like her and like her two like best friends that I was like friends with in this group, and he sent it to me and he's like, we're gonna get to the bottom of all this drama. And I was like, okay, you're causing drama, but okay, sure, let's do that. And so he goes and he talks to like his ex and her two best friends because they were involved in it. Like me and her two best friends and her were like in the group chat. And that's where I would tell them like, dude, this is shady. Like he's being shady. Like he likes this girl. They're more than just friends, like whatever. And so he goes and has a conversation with like her and her two best friends. And after that, he comes and he has a conversation with me. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, we didn't kiss that day. Like, you didn't see that. And I was like, bro, I definitely saw you guys kiss. Like, I saw it with my own two eyes. Like, that was not just something I made up in my head. He was like, you were drinking, you were smoking, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I remember that day very vividly. And I wasn't. I had a White Claw.
People are like, oh, you were drinking. You didn't.
No, I was like, I had a White Claw. I was not drunk. I'm sorry. I saw it with my own two eyes. Like I wasn't hallucinating. I did not take shrooms. He was literally trying to gaslight me, like 100% trying to gaslight me. And after that, I saw that he had completely and totally manipulated his ex and the two girls because they literally just stopped talking to me. And he made them believe that I like completely and totally like made up this whole entire story and was like over exaggerating it. And like, it wasn't what I said it was. And it like totally was. Like I didn't make shit up. So anyways, I was informed that he was in a group chat with a few guys. One of the guys I was really good friends with, and damn, he's a homie for real because he broke bro code. He sent me a screenshot of like some of their messages. And the guy that was in the middle of all this, he was like, ugh, I got to deal with Victoria, head of the gossip committee. And I was like, gossip committee. I was like, you know what? That has a nice ring to it. And you know what? If you want to call being real and stating facts and having a bitch's back gossip, then I will wear that title like it's a crown. And I will 100% be head of gossip committee. So when I was thinking about a name for the podcast, I was like, you know what? People always want to call me dramatic. They want to say I stir up shit. But all I'm ever doing is being real and stating facts.
Yeah, I hate when people say, oh, she just likes to stir up shit or she just wants to do this or that. No,
I'm
like you would want the same thing done to you. You would want to know.
Yeah, I'm sorry that like everybody in your life is fake, and that might be like rainbows and unicorns, and like the truth is not always pretty. It's ugly most of the time, and I'm the bitch that's gonna like be real with you. I'm gonna call you out when you need to be called out, and I will 100% if you are cheating or lying or being conniving to somebody that's close to me, I will throw you in front of the bus. And I don't care what drama that brings, because that's me being real. And that's just facts. So this is Gossip Committee, where we talk about real shit. And don't take the word gossip too seriously. Like, this isn't us spreading false rumors about anybody. This is us being girls, talking about real things, talking about real life, and doing what girls do. We spill tea, we talk, we gossip. Like, it is what it is. And if you want to be a part of the Gossip Committee, you're welcome to join. But you need to be okay with shit getting real, because that's what we're going to do. And that's what I love about you too. You can always keep it real.
Yep.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this little first episode back.
We have to draw a winner. Don't end it yet.
Oh, the most important part of the episode. We have
We have so many people who are,
you guys, we have this huge bowl of
6 people.
What are they called?
3,
Entries?
4, 5, 6, 7.
What are they called? Entries?
We have 7 entries.
We have 7 entries. I said, you guys, we do not have a big following yet. You have a big chance of winning this. 7 people.
7 people.
And one girl has
2 entries.
2 entries because she left a review.
Enter, because you're gonna get something cool. Thank you, babe. You want to help me pick? You want to pick the person?
Milo.
Pick one. Can you pick one?
Milo's gonna pick the winner.
One.
Can you get one of those, baby, and give it to Mama?
Can you give it to mommy? Give it to mommy.
Thank you. Let's do this one.
Okay. Who's the big winner?
And the winner of the first Gossip Committee giveaway is Kimberly.
Yay! Woo! We don't even know Kimberly, do we?
We don't know her, but I wanted it to be you. And the reason why I wanted it to be you is because it's the girl that she entered the giveaway. I mean,
everybody entered.
She left us a review.
Oh, the one you read to me when I was at Target?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked that one. Thank you.
Dude, you deserve it.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for doing the giveaway.
Times over.
So you can DM me an address that you want me to ship it to. If you're local, like maybe we can meet up. I don't know. Wait. Do I do that? Because she could be like a stalker or something.
I mean, I think it would be fine. We can go together.
Okay. All right. Meet and greet.
Meet and greet. We just changed it to meet and greet. When we're millionaires, billionaires, and famous. Ooh, headset. You'll be like, I met those bitches.
Yeah, so you're the winner and you deserve it. And I'm so excited to continue this journey and keep doing the damn thing.
We're so grateful for all of you. Thank you.
So grateful.
For everyone who entered.
We're having a blast. Love you.
Mean it.
Bye. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing?
You just do the middle finger to everybody.
I said, because I didn't.
Bye.